Jumbo, fellow adventurers, it's Mike Dooley. Time to talk spirituality. Every day I answer your questions during these spiritual tune-ups, bringing sometimes confusing metaphysical concepts down to earth for your traction. Today's broadcast, I'm answering probably four different questions that all fall kind of within the same realm. Reincarnation, the eternal dance of consciousness. This is on the heels of yesterday's talk about God and the adventure into the illusions of time and space and what happens after we die. The first question, and I get this so often, I think I used to wonder it myself, pertaining to reincarnation. It's like, where are all the souls coming from? If we keep coming back, wouldn't there always be the same number of people on planet Earth? I think 100 years ago, the population was 3 billion. Now we're approaching 8 billion. Where are the souls coming from? And this stems from the concept that time and space are absolute, and that however many souls there are, they would always be trackable on a timeline. But time and space are not absolute. They're anything but absolute. There are probable realities, parallel realities, other dimensions, other planets, realms where neither time and space exist, yet there's still consciousness. So to answer the question really simply, we're not living, reality is not happening on a linear timeline, and therefore the souls that are on planet Earth today could have been alive a million years ago on a different planet or in other realms, or all taking a vacation. There doesn't have to be all souls in time and space at one time. There's absolutely no logic to tracking the number of sentient human beings and thinking that's the number of souls. The number of souls would be truly infinite. Consider, in every single lifetime, there are probable forks in the road, and we go down both whenever you're at, should I move here, should I move there? And each of us thinks we're the only one, and literally worlds are born with my family on this one, my family on that one. They have splits, forks in the roads. It gets really, really unwieldy. So it's a pretty simple question, but it's easy to realize it's not founded in an understanding of reality beyond time space. Now let's get to some more juicy stuff. Why the idea of reincarnation? Simply, as awesome as life is in these hallowed jungles of time and space, you're never gonna experience it all, and the experience pertains to emotion. Okay, it's not like we all want to come here and learn to surf, and then we have to play badminton, and then we need to be bookworms, and then we need to write screenplays. We all come here as different aspects of the divine with different interests, but our interests lead us down pathways where we can all experience love, cooperation, inclusivity, the opposites of these things, patience, sacrifice. We make up all kinds of rules and have all kinds of ideas of things we'd like to experience, and you might want to dabble with some male energy in a lifetime. In another incarnation, you might want female energy. In another incarnation, you might really focus your faculties on the development of adolescence. In another incarnation, you might focus on the options that exist generally for older, more mature souls. You might want to be left brain. You might want to be right brain. All of those things add to the spice of life. But underneath it all, we're learning about patience, love, our power, the beauty, and enjoying it. It's not just about lessons. It's about enjoying it. So that's why we come back. We can't get it all squeezed in one lifetime of 100 years or whatever it may be. In fact, we're so limited in our thinking now, we generally live less than 100 years, whereas the physical body has been, as we have been informed by the Bible and by many fantastic channels, has the capability of living indefinitely if we know how to take care of it, and we don't have limiting beliefs that believe we have to get old, fall apart, die, and decay. So there's all kinds of really cool adventures, but chief among them would be the emotions. More juicy juice questions. Now it's going to get a little wilder. Oh, but first, here's another one before I talk about animals, angels, and extraterrestrials. Somebody asked yesterday, Mike, why is it so hard? Why is life so hard? Why didn't God create a mechanism so that we all know we're connected to one another? And I would reply that really God did, if you will, divine intelligence, not a God of religion, but the best approximation for divine intelligence to most is the word God. So the universe, source energy. In spite of the challenges, in spite of the heartbreaks, in spite of coronavirus, if you noticed, there's love everywhere. There's beauty everywhere. There's opportunity everywhere. In fact, it never stops knocking. It's not just a one-time thing. It is astounding when we do stop and smell the roses to realize that we live our lives in paradise. The universe once said in a note, sure, there may be a lot of real estate between where you are today and the life of your wildest dreams. But if you pay attention, you'll realize that road runs right through paradise. And so it does. And we are all connected. We are finding each other. We are finding the truth. We do cooperate. There's symbiotic relationships amongst people, amongst nations. Peace is far more the rule than war. And in every way, it is a beautiful thing. In spite of the challenges, in spite of the pain, globally, worldwide, all the time, if you look for it, almost everyone would choose another day of life, right? Yeah, in spite of the pain, deep down, and really not even that deep, at the surface, we know it's beautiful. We know it's a gift. And so that's why. And that's why we want to come back. And to the people who are watching right now are like, I'm not coming back. If we can come back in reincarnation, I'm not coming back. When you get to that place, on that level, and all of a sudden you've got a full deck of cards and you can see the love that was poured down upon you, that's now being poured down upon you. And you can see the camaraderie and the joy and the breakthroughs. And you see that in your next incarnation, you're going to be that much closer to actually transcending the illusions and living in ecstasy and in joy all the time because of some of the hard-earned lessons of this lifetime. Even though right now you feel like, I'm not coming back. Too many idiots. Life's too hard. I think you're going to want to come back. I really think you're going to. Nobody makes you come back. But we want to come back. Oh my God, you mean I wasn't really threatened? I wasn't really vulnerable? I was powerful all the time? I was loved everywhere? I could have believed in myself and rocked the planet? Let's go back. Yeah, I'll go back if you go back. You want to go back with me? We'll go back together. And we'll read Hay House books. Woohoo! All right, so now let's talk about the juice. Animal transmigration. Do we have the option of coming back as a dog, a cat, a horse, a bat, a buffalo? I don't think it's a matter of choice. We are here now in this extraordinary adventure where our thoughts are becoming things. That was the adventure that you, a particle of God, chose. To live on the razor's edge of reality creation, focusing your thoughts and soaring with your words where all things were possible. That's the track. That's the study program. That's the adventure you signed up for. And you're not going to get it in all in one short lifetime unless you ascend and you start living 10,000 years and that kind of thing, which is all possible. And so when you get to the end and you're on the other side and you're marveling at the beauty and the wonder and the possibilities and you have recall of your other lifetimes and your best buddy from Atlantis and you're comparing notes and you're like, oh my God, let's go back. You're not going to say, but well, this time I'm going to go back as a cat. Okay, I'm going to be a cat this time. Cats are beautiful. They're pure God, but that's not the track you're on. And so I'd venture to say, and I know it was said by Seth, dictated by Jane Roberts, that we do not ever come back as animals, nor do animals come ultimately back as human beings. They're on a different track. Do animals reincarnate? Oh yeah. It's not as yes or no as humans. Humans are more self-reflective and therefore have a whole lot more to experience. Animals are more in the present moment. And so to bring that same essence of one particular animal back to further expand it is generally rare unless human love was involved. Okay, I talk about that in my book, The Top 10 Things Dead People Want to Tell You. Generally, animals, in no way, shape, or form, not generally, they do not come back as humans, but they can be brought to a whole nother level in their conscious evolution because of human love. And humans never come back as animals. That's my view. And I know that it's not an uncommon view from some compared to some of the other channeled stuff that's out there. Can we choose to come back as angels? You are an angel already, but not in the way that you're speaking. And no, in the way that you're speaking, Angels, as we typically understand the word, truly are emissaries of the divine that chose to exist joyfully to help and assist and to be available as guides, linking humans as we know ourselves to be to our spiritual selves, our spiritual side, linking the physical world to the spiritual world. Really, there's not a big separation. It's all one, depending on perspectives and consciousness. But yet we know so well that when we're here, it just feels so physical, and we then think that the spiritual world is a little bit removed from us. And so, to parlay and manage that seemed and believed in separation, angels. They're very real. They're absolutely everywhere. They totally adore us. They adore you. You have some that are designed and assigned only to you, your guardian angel. Not a religious angel, but that's what the religions were speaking of, these divine beings who do not incarnate as human beings. Just as animals do not incarnate as human beings, angels do not incarnate. They're on a different track. They're learning different lessons. They're doing different things while focused on us and helping us live our lives in different ways. But my friend Lorna Byrne, who sees angels with her eyes, I've done some work with her, toured with her around the world. She says that angels are the ones who revere us. That we, to them, to an angel, we are the radiant ones, the ones to be in awe of, the ones who are so close to God, the ones who are more godlike. Angels are in awe of our courage to be here, to allow ourselves to forget who we really are, to go on these adventures where our hearts can be broken, as well as our bones, to go where angels fear to tread. Angels don't come here as human beings, and in that sense, we're already, I hate to use the word above or beyond. That's just like not very helpful, but it conveys the idea that we are, full-bodied God beings. And to come back as an angel would be like coming back as a cat. And I'm not trying to compare angels or cats. It's just a totally different track. Now, if you wanted to spend some time in between lives, or even while alive in this incarnation, helping other people, being a light, overtly or on the down low, in any way, shape, or form you like, and that would certainly be considered angelic. And you're probably already an angel in many regards in that way. But no, you will never be an angel like the angels are, okay? You're on a different track, a most beautiful, sacred, treasured track. Okay, and then can we come back as ETs, aliens? The word alien is kind of funny and exclusionary and kind of negative, like an alien, like it's this creature, like it's this tarantula with a mind like a human. To them, we're aliens. They're on their planet. They're like, do you think aliens exist? Oh my God, there's this place called Earth, and talk about aliens. They got two big eyes. We're the weird anomalies. But as Frank told me, dictated by Tracy Farquhar, a buddy of mine, and we co-authored a book, From Deep Space with Love. Frank says, even though their world and their physical being and their lives are unimaginably different than ours. Unimaginably. That's pretty big. Unimaginably different. The evolution of their consciousness is almost identical. So thoughts become things is what they're learning. Being in congruence with your beliefs and having empowering beliefs and rooting out limiting beliefs. Cooperation, participation, love, patience, compassion. That's what they're learning on other planets. And so that is the same vein, the same track as we are now on. And so, of course, you could absolutely come back and reincarnate, but not on planet Earth, but you could come back to time and space in a different physical universe, or this physical universe, on a different planet, infinitely removed from planet Earth. But yet, whether you have 2 eyes or 12 eyes or 2 legs or 8 legs, you're still going to be learning about the power of your thoughts to shape the circumstances of your life, the beauty of cooperation, being of service, patience, and all of those other things. So while it sounds very crude, ETs and aliens are not animal consciousness. They are far more, as we understand the word, far more like ourselves. Whether they look like us is irrelevant. They could be, I don't even want to go there. But yes, we absolutely, I'm sure, no doubt, come back and experience time and space in other realms. And then there's the dolphins and the octopi and the whales and who knows how many countless other creatures on planet Earth that are far more sophisticated than, say, a dog or a cat. And boy, do I love my dog. No offense to the cat and dog lovers out there. And they will come back because they are far more self-reflective. I don't know which animals totally, but we all know what the smart ones are, generally speaking. And that's a whole nother track. No, they don't become us and we don't become dolphins. It's different, but far closer to who we are. All right, talk about wild and crazy questions. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to address these. Post your questions below today, the day of the live broadcast, and my answer to your question could be a talking point broadcast in the immediate future. And talk about wild stuff to share with you. We've just announced today that on August 5th, I'm going to be doing a 90-minute workshop with my buddy, Sarah Landon. You can find her at sarahlandon.com. And we're doing an event called The Dream, the Journey, Eternity, and God. The Dream, the Journey, Eternity, and God. It's going to be a 90-minute broadcast where she channels the council. I have spent hours personally and privately talking to the council. It's amazing stuff. The 90-minute workshop is completely free. We've been enjoying these conversations, Sarah, I, and the council, and we all want to share them. So we're going to have one out in the open, maybe even answering some of your questions live, but there will be an agenda put together, me asking the council some really great questions. So you got to sign up. You can't go if you don't sign up. Check out the link below on Facebook, swipe up on Instagram, sign up. And August 5th, it'll be a live broadcast. If you missed the live broadcast, you can watch the recording on your tut.com dashboard. All right, fellow adventurers, happy Tuesday. May it be the best of your life so far. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, Kathy, Linda, and Renee on Facebook, and Heidi, and Jody, and Missy on Instagram. Hasta pronto. Hasta mañana.